We have NuLegacy Gold with legendary Quinton Hennigh. Quinton run many exploration projects with a lot of success from Noble to recently with SK, and we are honored to have you here, Quinton.
Thank you, Chen.
Yeah, we have, unfortunately, there were some technical issues, so we were not able to have all the question answered. So just first try to go through some questions from the audience. So the first was, this year is a significant year for NuLegacy. So what do you see will be the news flow? When will, investor, when will they will see the first next significant news release?
Okay, so to recap, since January 1, we announced the raise first thing this year, and the company raised a significant amount of money, $12.5 million, which puts, I believe, the cash balance at somewhere in the neighborhood of 16, maybe a little over 16 million Canadian. That's a wonderful thing because it means we can drill these holes without having to go back to the market to look back. We also realize that we're probably going to have to drill some of these holes deeper to get down into the Roberts Mountain Formation, which is a bit deeper in the section, because we're seeing some gold mineralization down there now. So in other words, this gives us the bandwidth to do the robust drill program that we have planned. Okay, so from this point going forward, it's going to be about the drill program. I mean, that's it, pure and simple. It's going to be a very aggressive drill program to explain better what they're doing. In terms of drilling, they're doing what are called RC pre-collars in the first part of the hole. The top hole is drilled by churning up rock, through RC, reverse circulation drilling. And then they put in casing into the hole. They put in steel pipe to hold the hole, the walls together and keep it stable. Then they go in with diamond core and they drill the rest of the hole. All right. So these holes are done in 2 stages, and we've lined up both the RC contractors and the core drilling contractors. And we're going to have 3 rigs operating. So they will be able to start cranking through these holes very methodically over the next few months. There are currently 4 holes that have been drilled that were drilled late last year out of a 16-hole planned program. So there's 12 more holes coming up. So if this were a baseball game, we're somewhere in the beginning of the 3rd inning. Okay. That's the thing people have to remember about how we're approaching this. Okay, we're still early in the program. We have lots more to come. Hold tight. Now, the first thing they have to do is get clearance of what that means is they have to go and get I believe they're called ornithologists who study birds to make sure the nesting season is over for certain birds. That's when they get the ability to go in there. That should be within the next few weeks. Once that's done, then they will start pad construction and then actually start bringing in the RC rigs. First, they will start pre-coloring, putting in those top bits of some of the planned holes. Then they'll come in with the core rigs shortly after. But this will all be in the next few weeks. There will be news around that. I went over the drill program with Charles Weekly, the geological brains that put together this program. I think he's done a fantastic job. I think the recognition there's gold, not just only anomalous gold up in the Wind Band 5, but also down section in the Roberts Mountain, is a big revelation for us. And I think that now everything's been adjusted such that this will be a very exciting, very thorough first test of this Rift Anticline target.
Excellent. That next question is kind of related. Suppose you make a discovery with this. You have funding is at 16 million or something. Do you have the question was what kind of budget you're going to put in to drill this out? If suppose you have a discovery, and how many depths, how many holes can you drill with the current budget?
Okay, like I said, right now there's 16 total, but 12 planned from this point forward. Okay, we drilled 4 last year, so 12 more this year. But there is sufficient money in to do follow-up. Okay, and that's critical. That means we don't have to, kind of gimp along and try to get through this. We have full confidence that if we hit significant mineralization in these successive holes, we can come back and start infilling. The beauty of the plan that NuLegacy has is when they filed their plan of operations, they put in a multitude of drill holes into this plan. In other words, they have lots of capacity, lots of space to operate, to follow up on significant gold mineralization. Okay, now hole 4 was significant in my book. Okay, if you look at the interval of gold that was hit, there's about 120, or no, a little more than that. I think it's about 140 meters or thereabouts of anomalous gold within mainly Roberts Mountain section. Very interesting, because there were grades in there of up to 4.2 grams. And there's, look, the geochemistry also suggests we're in a big system. Even though the detail about arsenic and antimony, people like that nuance is lost on, a lot of people who don't know Carlin systems. When I look at this data, I say, holy guacamole, we're in a big system. Okay, to give you a sense though of where we are, where we're going to need to follow up, when we start seeing intervals like hole 4, we're probably within 100 meters, maybe 500 meters of something significant. Okay, we know that. The beauty of having this money in the bank, we now have the latitude to follow up on that. And we are looking and talking about how those adjustments are going to be made. It's going to be an exciting story, because if we hit one of these high grade intercepts like you would see, say, at Gold Rush, 500 gram meter intercept, say, we will know we're in the system, and then you will see the company adjust how they spend the money and start doing that more closer space, but more systematic approach. Right now, we're casting a big net out in the ocean. We're going to see what kind of fish are in it. Once we start to pull that in, we see a few fish, we'll know. Maybe we got a
yeah, hopefully you got a whale.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's excellent. That's excellent. So with recently with all these lab delays, so when do you expect some, the drill results with the lab results come back? What kind of time frame?
Yeah.
Or can you see something from the core? You can, what you got, and then you just continue.
Carlin systems are notorious. You can see alteration, but trying to gauge grade is next to impossible. Okay, you can see core. Look, I've drilled a lot for Newmont. I also drilled at Evolving Gold, back about 12 years ago. And boy, you see rock and you think, my goodness, this is going to run. But you don't know. Is it going to run, 0.x gram or 50 gram? It truly, there's no visual way to ascertain what's in it. Now, you can do stuff like XRF. You can zap it. You can see if there's arsenic. Gold cannot be detected very well with XRF, by the way. Arsenic, yeah, that can be measured. But again, even if you get a few hundred or a few thousand ppm arsenic in an interval, you still don't know what the gold value is. And look, I've seen deposits where you have 1,000 ppm arsenic and you have 0.x gram gold. I've seen other deposits where you have 200 ppm arsenic and you got 30 gram gold. And, so there's just no silver bullet in these kind of systems. So we're going to have to be patient. I would say the first 3 core holes, once they're done, which should be in April sometime, late April, those will go to the lab. Hopefully we can, kind of prioritize the most important parts of those holes and try to get the lab turnaround better. Chen, I'll be flat out, guys. This lab situation is truly vexing. It's not just us, it's everybody in the industry. I talk to everybody. And until we see the labs make a concerted, capital investment effort to improve this situation, it's going to require some patience. It will get done. We've released our results here. I've released the results at SK. Yes, it took like 4 months or whatever. The gold was there. We're not worried about that part. It's just getting answers in efficient timing is a struggle these days. No two ways about it.
Okay, well, we don't have much time left. Just leave with one investor. He said, well, Quinton, I love you. I have NuLegacy, I have Irving, I have Line One, I have SK, I have Aurora, I have a Newfoundland, I have a Noble. Which one is your favorite?
I never pick favorites, Chen. Imagine this. You got a house full of kids. Let's say you have 12 kids. You don't pick favorites. No, I love them all. Look, guys, I do this because I sincerely love exploration. I love doing this stuff. And all of these projects I find to be swing for the fence, profound potentially exploration discoveries that are going to make an impact. They're going to want to be bought by a major or made into a big mine, whatever. But I do all of these because I love them. This one is just one of several. This one in particular, if we found the next post Betsy, I would absolutely be delighted.
Okay, great. Unfortunately, we run out of time. Thank you, Quinton. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chen.